Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live, not just in Clubhouse, but we are also simulcasting to Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and on um, LinkedIn. And we're glad to have you here, everybody. And we've got, who do we have in the house this morning? We got Miss Kenyatta in the house. Good morning, Miss Kenyatta.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, we barely hear you. So, where are you in the world?
I am in Miami, you guys. I can't leave this place.
All right, we've got Mr. Daryl. Daryl, how are you doing, sir?
I'm great. Janisha's here, so and my sister, Miss Y CEO, man. Awesome.
Hey,
Oh,
making money moves, making money moves.
all right. Got Kurt Nugent. So let's see if we can get Pink Jared in here and see if we can get him in, so we can go ahead and get the party started. Miss Benicia, how are you this morning? Is it just me or?
She says she's on a plane and
Oh,
when she lands,
okay. So listen, we don't want you to get kicked off the plane, Miss Benicia.
she could be flying to Miami with Kenyatta.
I'm telling you.
I would love
Janisha,
that,
where are you
Felicia.
now?
I would love that so much.
When is she not on the plane? Every time I talk to you, you're on the plane.
All right, folks. Listen, we're going to go ahead and get some intros done. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and get some people modded up here. Miss Kenyatta, if you would go ahead and take over those duties, we'll try to figure out what's going on. But in the meantime, we're why don't we start with the ladies, and let's do some intros. Miss Kenyatta, who are you and what is it that you do?
Hello, everyone. I'm Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com. And I'm your real estate professional out of the state of Illinois, as well as Florida, as well as Georgia. And I'm also a financial service provider here to assist you in any way. And I would like for you guys to go ahead and get ahead of the curve. Go to ice10k.live.com and then pick how you want to do these examples as Don breaks it all the way down on how you can shave off so much interest on your mortgages, student loans, etc. So that is ice10k.live.com, you guys. And you can pick from Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Good morning, everybody, and I'll pass it to Benicia.
I think she's on the plane.
Okay. So why CEO?
Hi everyone, I'm Tiffany, the YCEO. I'm so happy to be here again. And the financial freedom room is what I've coined it, even though it's the Pill method, guys. You're here to get everything that you can. Make sure you tap in. I'm an executive coach, a financial freedom advocate myself. I've changed the laws in the great state of Ohio, also in my local community. And I'm a three-time award-winning philanthropist, multi-business founder. I have 5 businesses. I don't know how I keep up with them all, and I'm also a corporate strategist. So I'm here to help you find that area of change agents in your life. I want you to be a change agent in your community, and I want you to empower others to success. So tap into me at YCEO10X. I did say X. My son's name is Xavier. So YCEO10X.com. And I'm also his momager manager. And he is an absolute rock star. And we're actually in talks with Amazon. So, yes, I do a lot of things, but I really, really want to ensure that I'm getting value here and helping you. Um, so, come up and ask all your questions. We're here to help. Thank you guys so much for having me. Back to you, Queen Kim.
Good morning, beautiful. And then we're going to pass it to Kurt. Kurt, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for the invite to speak. Man, this is going to be a great room today. Want to just say a word of welcome to those who are just coming in. I know Don is trying to raise Jarrett there, but my name is Kirk Nugent. I get the privilege of serving as your producer for this show today. I'm a former missionary, IT exec, turned content creator, and live video coach. I've been given the title of the Geek Speaker Preacher, and it really embodies my passions: technology, media, speaking, and ministry. While I'm growing intentionally on a number of social media platforms, my primary focus is on YouTube, where I teach small businesses, entrepreneurs, and faith-based entities how to harness the power of live video. I will be taking your questions for those who are online. So for those who are watching on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter, we want to get your questions today. Feel free to drop them in the chat. Some of you have come here before. Some of you have watched before. I know today is a holiday for a lot of us, and we're celebrating the life legacy of this great giant, Dr. Martin Luther King. But for some of you, you have watched before. You know what this room is about, what this show is about, and we want to make sure we get your questions. So if you have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. For those on Clubhouse, your questions, you can just raise your hand, come to the stage. I'm certain that one of the moderators will come in. Jared is here now, so we're gonna get Jared's gonna help us get this thing together. But come to the stage, raise your hand, ask your questions. Let us know, let Don know what you're dealing with, and he will be able to give you some very specific answers. Those specific questions get specific answers. Don't let this moment pass you by. But I just want to say the word of thanks for everybody that's here today, and pass the mic back to our fearless leader, Kenyatta and/or Jared.
Good morning, Jared. Go ahead and take the reins.
All right, cool. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jared Aldridge, and I've been in tech for 15 plus years. My goal on Clubhouse is to help people break into tech. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Is to help people break into tech, whether it's careers or as well as founders. I'm partnering with 10X Incubator, which is founded by Grant Cardone, to fund 10,000 startups by 2031. Whether it's a napkin idea or something more fleshed out, we are here to help people move forward. So with that being said, I see Daryl has to do an introduction. Daryl, please go for it.
Yeah, hey everybody. Daryl Cavett here out of Dallas, Texas. Born and raised. I run a private equity firm here in the Dallas area. We focus we do a number of things. We do real estate, mostly commercial, and also some M&A work well. And we're starting to kind of get into the VC space. Just tiptoeing in that. So that's the long and short about me. And yeah, that's it. I'll land my plane.
Yeah.
Right, perfect.
Jared.
Yeah. So with that being said,
You're muted, Don.
Okay. Hey, Jared.
Yeah.
I just to let you know, Daryl has he has the first question for us this morning. So as you're doing your thing, keep that in mind.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, Daryl, let's just jump into the question. Let's go for it.
Awesome. So Uncle Don, so this is regarding the deal that I was talking to you about last week. So the terms have changed. So strangely enough, the lady that we were looking to buy the hotel from, she basically did not want to carry the note for the 1.6 million. So we're just going to buy it outright. And so I was just wanting to get your thoughts on that from the mortgage standpoint, because we're probably going to go SBA on it. The long and short is so she accepted our offer for 2.5 million. And we basically have to put $100,000 down the next 10 days and then close within 60 business days or 90 calendar days. And that clock started yesterday. So I was just wanting to kind of get, just if kind of how you do your thing, the examples and the best way to kind of go about doing that, if you're okay with that. That was my question on how to best position that and pay it off as soon as possible.
All right. Listen, folks. Daryl, could I ask a couple of questions?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, how much of your money is going to be in the deal? How much cash is going to be in the deal?
So we'll be putting down 25%.
Okay. And are you looking to get that out right away, anytime soon, or we're just going to leave it?
We haven't decided yet. I mean,
Okay.
get it out. I
Okay.
guess that'd be a good thing.
All right. So if we're talking about an SBA loan, so the interest rate is, are we looking at around 5%?
Correct.
And it is 20-year, 25-year amortization.
25 years.
25-year. Okay, let's put some numbers on the screen, everyone, and we're going to take a look at that. So, so we're going to be, the note is going to be for, what was that, 1.5?
No, no, the property is 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
We're putting 25% down. So let's see here.
Okay, let's give me some numbers to work with.
Yes, sir. Yeah, right. So 2.5, but we're actually gonna it'll be two. It'll be 1 sec. Ultimately, here, I'm sorry. With the other, I actually did a minus, and I was supposed to do a plus. Give me one.
All right, not a problem, man.
It would be like 2.1 million.
All right.
Is basically would be what will be financed. Because we're gonna take out, take out an additional 300,000 to upgrade some of the units.
Okay, so we got 2.1, 5%, and we have 300 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So what we're looking at on that, and Kenyatta, would you please let the folks know how they can see this example
Absolutely.
live, and so as we get this set up.
Absolutely. If you're new to the room, or if you've been here and you've been like 2 days ago about joining the example, what you want to do is go to ice10klive.com and pick from YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, or what else? So LinkedIn, you guys. And you can see these examples as Don break them down.
All right. So listen, we're going to get into this, and credit guys, please hang in there. As soon as we get out of this example, we're going to be jumping down to you for your intro. Okay, so be ready. I'm not seeing a mic flash. Okay. All right, everyone. So here's what we're looking at. We've got the 2.1 million on the screen, and we've got 5%, 300 months. That's a payment of $12,276.39. That's what I'm coming up with. Does that sound about right, Daryl?
Man, I haven't even crunched the numbers yet, man.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were gonna do it. She was gonna carry the note at first, but she actually stated that she did not want to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she didn't think we had enough experience, and I'm like, okay.
Ouch. Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah.
I see what's going on.
I'm like, really? Yeah, man.
Okay.
Strawberry, California, man. What can I say?
All right. So here's what we've got. So 2.1, and payment is $12,276.39. The total interest paid on this loan. Okay, here we go, folks. $1,582,917. That's what the bank wants on this loan. And so if we ask the question at 5%, let's ask this question. Is $1,582,000, is that 5% of 2.1 million? No, it's 75.377% of that number. 75%. So even when we're talking about real estate investing, okay, now the real estate investor is in looking at the profitability of the property. Are we buying it right? So, Daryl, I trust that you've crunched these numbers and you're buying it at the right price, and you're looking at the market for, are you looking, is selling it in the future part of the strategy, or are we just going to turn this into income producing property and hold it long term?
Yeah, we're looking at a 3 to 5 year exit. Upgrading the units. We brought in a turnaround manager for the restaurant and bar.
Mm-hmm.
We also already identified our buyer who's local to the area that was trying to buy it cash, and we just beat them to the punch. So we already have our exit, and we already have our game plan, and it's already cash flowing. I mean, they did $1 million last year. We think, anyway, long and the short, yes, we have, sir.
Okay. All right. So it's already cash flowing. Oh, and the next time you guys need some money on that, give me a call. All right, Daryl.
Hey, we haven't finalized anything yet. So we can definitely have that conversation.
Let's have it. Let's have that conversation. Okay, folks, here's what we're looking at. So it's already cash flowing. All right. It's making money, and they have an exit strategy that they're going to be able to sell this building at a profit. But in the meantime, what can we do short term? What can we do if we're going to hold it long term? Okay. So if it's going to be, let's see what would happen if we just make the minimum payment for the next, would you say 3.5 years, Daryl?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
3 to 5 years is
Oh,
what we
3 to 5 years. Okay, 3 to 5 years. Okay, so in the first year, okay, even though the building is cash flowing, in the first year, we pay this mortgage down by $43,300. Okay, $43,300. The amount of interest we pay is $104,016.65. The reason why most investors don't look at that is because the building is already making money. All right. So what we're trying to do here in the P.I.L.L method is introduce a new idea, not just cash flowing, but how can we borrow the money at a discount? All right. So we've got the great rate SBA loan. It's 5%. But can we do better than that? Is there something else we can do to save money? Because in 2 years, we'll pay it down by 88,000, and it'll cost $205,000 in interest. So let's skip on down to 5 years. 5 years, we'll have paid this building down by another $239,000, and that's going to figure into the sell price, and when they sell the building at a profit. But guess what, folks? In 5 years, the amount of interest paid is going to be $496,767.43. So, Daryl, let me ask you a question. In 5 years, now that we're pointing this out, the amount of interest, $496,000. Is that something you think we might want to do something about?
If we can, absolutely.
Okay. So one of the things that we can do, folks, all right, is look at and most real estate investors, and I am not a long time real estate investor, so I have to ask a lot of questions. So, is there a plan to put aside some of the income from this building in a reserve fund for repairs and that sort of thing? How old is the building?
So it was initially built back in 1938. There's been revisions, and so to be quite frank, Uncle Don, I have a team, right?
Mhm.
So I'm not the one that's usually doing the number crunching and putting that stuff together. Like, so that's actually usually a person by the name of Teddy Payton.
Mm-hmm.
So that's her lane.
Mm-hmm.
I really most so focus on just raising the money, and then I pass it off to her. So she would have to answer those questions to you if it's pertinent to the
Okay.
to the yeah.
Well, we'll just
And she's amazing, Don.
really okay. So let's just talk in general then. Okay. But
Mhm.
so in general, an interest bill in 5 years of $496,000 is significant in general. Would you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and to pay that, just to pay the mortgage down by 239,000, generally, and just generally, do in looking at the exit strategy, are these two numbers, the amount of principal paid down and the interest paid on the loan, are these numbers that generally enter the conversation in figuring out profitability?
No,
Okay.
I'm just looking at, is this cash flowing, and anything that come out of our pocket, what we're able to take at the end of the year. It's pretty rudimentary. Like, I'm
Okay.
just seeing cash flows, what the debt service is. There's numbers that I look at.
Mhm.
Then I don't really go beyond that.
Right.
So
Okay. And so let's ask this. So then if there are, in general, is it a good idea to have some funds set aside for repairs on an older building?
yeah, no, absolutely. We're gonna have reserves set aside. Those exact numbers, I just don't know what those
Oh,
exact.
we don't need the exact numbers.
Okay.
No, So here's what we're looking at. What if we could, all right, what if we could, once we figure out what those exact numbers are, what if there was a process whereby we could use some of that money that's sitting on the sideline? Now, maybe you can answer this for me. So with those reserve funds, where do we keep those reserve funds for the most part? If I'm coming in and says, okay, hold my hand and teach me about real estate investing, where do we keep those reserve funds?
So we have that in this. In things we've done in the past, it remains in a sub account.
Mhm.
So that's, and just earmarked for that particular purpose.
All right. And is that account, does it generally have?
No,
Okay.
no. It's typically no. We've been evaluating like a stable value fund. You know, that pays more, but currently right now, where interest rates are looking at. So
Okay, exactly.
it would just, being like a very low interest bearing account.
All right. And so if we had some cash in that account, I'm just picking some numbers out of the air here. Let's just say we could take out about 20. Let's say that you receive some instructions from our program and said, we've got $25,000. Take about $25,000 out of that sub account, apply it to advance it to the mortgage. Okay. As a prepayment. If you did that, we would knock 7 months off the loan, and it would save us about 60 grand in interest using monies sitting in a sub account, making practically no money. Okay. And so if we did that, then if we had let's say we had, we've designated of the monies that we are cash flowing, and the monies that are coming in as income, we would designate a certain amount of money that would go to that reserve account out of monies that were coming in. We would designate a percentage. Let's just say that we could put that money back in 5 months. Okay. So we take the $25,000 out, and let's say we put it back in 5 months. So about $5,000 a month, building back up that fund. We could probably do that again every 4 or 5 months. Put $25,000 to $30,000 down out of that sub account that's just sitting there waiting for something to go wrong, but is making practically no money. We could actually turn that sub account into a money maker, because every time we advance money when I say advance, here's what I mean. This is money that was going to be paid in the first 5 years anyway. We were going to pay that $24,000. We were going to pay that $25,000. But if we could advance it to the loan, we don't have to pay the interest on the monthly payments to get it to 25,000. It would normally take 7 months to get there and about 60 grand in interest. But let's say we could advance that money to the mortgage and then just let everything catch up over 5 months. Boom. And then we could do it again and again. And by the time we get to the 5-year mark, all right, what we have done is increased our equity in the property at 5 times the regular rate by using cash that's sitting on the sideline, and we didn't have to touch any of the cash we're using to invest in other opportunities. So without any more data, Daryl, I can tell you that you would come out a lot better with a system that does something like that when it came time for your exit strategy.
Mhm.
Now you have a lot more equity based on paying down the loan, and you don't have to rely on market conditions.
Okay.
Does that
Well,
make sense?
it does. And then what we can do, we can get you over the because we just went in contract yesterday. Like they finally, because she denied the one like the 850 down, and she carries a note at the 1.65. 6% 5-year balloon amortized over 30. She basically, her and her attorney was like, we don't think you guys have enough experience. And I laughed at that.
Yeah.
And but anyway, so we're like, whatever. And she says, yeah, we just want you guys to buy it outright. So so we got 90 days. Well, actually 89 days. And so we've evaluated the people that we beat out. They want to buy it for 2.7. I don't want to do that. I basically want to improve the property, get it, because that hotel is only, it's really kind of like a bed and breakfast. It's only open 4 days a week. So we're going to increase that to 7. And then, they haven't changed their prices on their menu in years. And, inflation goes up every year. So we just see some things that they're just not doing that would immediately increase the margins on that within that property. But no, we can send you that information, Uncle Don. I said Uncle Don. I said Ice Don. Whatever,
I get it. I get it.
Right. Well, I mean, there's a couple of Dons.
That's right. That's right.
Right. But there's only one Ice Don.
That's right. There's
There you
only
go.
one Ice. Okay. So yeah, listen, what we can do is once we have some of the numbers, I think what we want to take a look at is once we plug everything in, and we'll take a look at what we could do over a 5-year term, and then see how much equity we would have, how much interest you actually paid to get it there, and how much interest you save to accrue that much equity. So we're going to get the equity, we're going to get it at a much lower interest cost. And then if we know what that interest, the amount of interest that we saved, then let's be intentional about this. Now I'm going to break this down on a level that that people like me can understand, because when I see these numbers, my head starts to spin. Okay. So here's what I'm talking about. Let's say you go out to dinner, and then it's a nice restaurant, and you and your significant other are there, and the bill comes to about $200, and then a friend comes over and says, "You know what, Daryl? Don't worry about it. I got your tab." You appreciate that dinner all the more because somebody else picked up the tab, and it was something that you fully intended to do, and so it just makes you feel better that happened. We appreciate the dinner, but you know what we don't appreciate, Daryl? We don't appreciate the $200 we didn't have to spend. We were going to invest that money in the dinner. We didn't have to invest it in the dinner. So what are we going to do with the $200 now? Are we going to find just another way to spend it? Or are we going to take that money and invest it and make more money with it? We got the asset for free. Now let's take that $200 and invest it. You see where we're going with this?
No, man, I understand the nuances of what you're saying. So, I mean,
Yeah.
no, I get it. Totally get it. All for it.
Yeah.
So,
But listen,
that's what we got going, man. So, definitely would love to. Cause I didn't know you did mortgages. So,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
it's in the bio now.
I haven't read it in a while.
Business purpose loan broker.
Okay. All right.
All
Well,
right, but listen, you know Kenyatta is your girl.
no, absolutely. Well, look, look, we get, we're gonna get more than one term sheet, right? So
Yeah.
that's how we do that, and it's all good. We're gonna go with the best deal, right? So,
All right. Well,
that's
listen, folks,
It's a
listen
good
that.
time for Kenyatta to tell them about that book too.
All right, folks. Listen, thank you so very much for your question, Daryl. I think that's been it's been very helpful to people with and listen, folks, this thing works. You don't have to have $2.1 million in the deal. This thing would work with $200,000. What we're talking about is it doesn't matter how much money we're borrowing. Whatever the amount, what you want to do is borrow it at a discount, and then once you figure out how much money you saved, then take that money and invest that money as well. I would love, love, love to be a part of this project. All right, Jared, back to you, sir.
All right, everybody. So, one real important aspect of this room is that Don's time outside of Clubhouse or outside of this room is definitely not free. So, you want to take advantage of the opportunity to come on stage and ask questions while you can. It never fails. We have an hour and a half left. The last 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the room will have 5, 10 hands raised. So if you have a question about your mortgage, your refinance, your car loan, your credit card debt, your student loan debt, I highly recommend you raise your hand and come on stage. And if you're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube, please go ahead and type your question into the chat, and Kirk will make sure that we identify it and we go ahead and address your question. Also, if you found this information helpful, make sure you click on Don's profile on Clubhouse, give him a follow, click the always on notification right next to the follow button so that when he comes on stage, you'll be alerted. If you haven't already, click that greenhouse and follow the club and read the about description so you have an understanding of what kind of questions you might want to ask when you come on stage. Also, last but not least, there's a new feature on Clubhouse. It's called the share. So if you go to the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to see two arrows kind of pointing in a circular direction. Do you think this would be useful for anybody in your network to hear how to pay off a mortgage in 7 years, which I think would help for everybody in your network? Feel free to click that icon and type in, a little bit of a encouragement to come into the room. This will help grow the room so that more people will get this information for 2022, and they can have that generational wealth building information that is life changing for so many people. So that being said, I wasn't sure if Kirk was trying to speak while speaking. Was that you, Kirk?
I think it's some feedback coming from Don.
Okay.
Okay.
Nope.
All right,
Nope.
perfect. So yeah,
Not trying to speak. Just listening. Go
okay,
ahead.
cool. Sure. All right, perfect. So with that being said, please raise your hand if you have any questions. Right now, Dom, we don't have any questions. Kirk, do we have any questions online?
Nope, we don't. We are welcoming people in to the chat. We got about 13, 14 people watching with us online. Jonathan Jones from Douglasville, Georgia is here. A couple of others are just saying good morning. But no, we don't have any questions online right now.
All right, cool. I see Lily just raised her hand. Someone invite her up. And yeah, I also want to just welcome, Credit Goddess and Joe to the stage. For the sake of just getting some questions answered, wait so you can do some introductions, but make sure you click on Credit Goddess's profile or Joe's profile. They have it going on. Give them a follow. They do amazing moves on Clubhouse. Well, if you want CEO, Kurt, Kenyatta. All right, perfect. So Lily, thank you for coming on the stage. Please let us know what your question is.
Good morning, everyone. I've been coming to the room. Sorry, you're gonna hear my GPS in the background. I'm driving, but I've been coming to the room, um, like all the time when I get pinged, and I'm just encouraged. And so I purchased the Pill Method, the book, and I'm in the process of reading it. So I just got it, like literally. I read the first chapter, and my mind was blown. I had to like sit down and take because I've listened, but actually reading it, I was like, whoa. So my question real quick is I have a lot of stuff I want to do, but what are my next steps? I know I'm supposed to upload my receipt, I believe, um, my Amazon receipt, and then do I now call the number and get the consultation going, or do you suggest me finishing the book first and then doing the consultation process?
All right, Lillian, listen, when people ask me those kinds of questions, then I just come back with one question. When is the best time to start saving money?
Today,
Okay.
today, today, like today, yes.
So contact us today.
I got it. We'll be contacting you today on MLK Day. Yes, I'll be contacting you today.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
So here's what you'll do. Here's what you'll do. You'll go to ice10klive.com. There is a button there that says get a savings report and get a savings and earnings report. Fill out that information, Lillian, and then as you're reading the book, then you're putting your information, your financial information into our program. Someone from our staff will give you a call and then confirm that information and set up a consultation with you. So what I'm saying is we could do all these things simultaneously. Now, if Kenyatta will also give you some additional instruction on how to get your 10K card. So all of this the same day. Okay, go ahead, Kenyatta.
Okay, so what you want to do is screenshot the receipt of the book and then go to ice10klive.com and upload it to the second step that's going to be on your left that says I'm ready. And then put your social media handles, your email address, and your number, and tell us where you want to receive your digital card. And we will deliver it in an hour or under. And it's valued at $100.
I have one more question for you. So I'm also in education. So when my students graduate from college, I like to bless them with something that's gonna the things that I didn't see when I was 21 straight out of college. So I also bought anytime my students graduate, I buy them books or whatever. So I also purchased more than one copy. So I believe y'all say we get more than one card. Can I just also bless the student with the card as well? Or how does that work?
Absolutely. So you'll just do the same thing if you're going to buy it in one whop. But I suggest that you do it, one receipt per book. That way, Amazon can actually ship it to your student.
Well, I've already given him. I shipped it to myself, and I already gave him the book.
Okay.
Because he graduated, so in December. So I'll figure it out once I take care of my.
You don't have to figure it out alone. Just back channel me, and then I'll help you with it.
Okay. Thank you.
Lillian, thank you so much. And listen, I'm going to tell you right now, Lillian, I'm going to apologize to you up front. Because you're a teacher, once you read this book, you will not be able to sleep until you start teaching it to others. So I'm going to apologize ahead of time.
Okay, so thank you. I'm telling you, I read the first chapter, and my mind was like, "Are you kidding me?" And just listening to you over the last month or so, this last month, I'm like, "Okay, this is like the Holy Grail. Like, why don't they teach us this?" So yeah, I'm also a counselor, so I will be guiding my students on this journey so they don't make the same mistakes I made in my 20s. So yeah, I'm Lillian, and I'm complete.
Thank you very much, Lillian. Jared, back to you, sir.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Lillian, for that. And I mean, since you brought it up, Dawn, what is this book that she's talking about, this Amazon best-selling book that you put together? What can people expect to get from it?
Well, listen, go ahead. What was that now? All right, so here's what we got, folks. 33 million books, 33 million titles on Amazon. And out of 33 million titles, there's only one that talks about amortization and how to defeat it, how to get your loans at a discount, how to cut interest costs by 75%. Only one book that talks about that tells you that this thing is not easy. It's not as easy as we have been told. Just throw money at your loan willy-nilly, and it gets into the nitty-gritty and tells you that you actually could use an opportunity cost calculator, a computer designed to beat the bank's computer at their own game. Artificial intelligence in finance coming to the consumer. This is a technology company that is taking what we have been doing for the last 88 years this year. 88 years this year, folks. Can you imagine what is happening when we talk about for 88 years we have been subject to paying more interest than we need to pay? This book will give you an introduction into how not to do that. And then once you do get the book, then Kenyatta will talk to you about how you can upload your receipt and get a 10K card. One more time, Ms. Kenyatta, for the people in the back.
Okay, so for the people in the back, so you go to ice10klive.com and you take that screenshot of your receipt and upload it where it says I'm ready. It's going to be the second step on your left side. And you're going to put your social media handles along with your email address and etc. And let us know where you want to receive it. And you will receive your own digital 10K card value at $100.
All right. Okay. Jared, what's up next?
All right. So
I see we have some more mods here.
Yep. But for the sake of just getting more content out there,
Mhm.
like Kelsey. So Kelsey, please let us know your questions. Kelsey, if you're speaking, you're on.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you for having me on the platform. Appreciate it for calling me up. I've been listening to the information for the last few weeks and really gathering some understanding on it. I'm currently in South Florida, entrepreneur. I have a couple of businesses going, one of them being in real estate. And one thing that I wanted to find out was I have somewhat of an understanding of, let's say, velocity banking. And right now, currently, I have one of my properties, rental properties that I'm selling out to move into some other properties that we're acquiring. But I want to, within that, go ahead and purchase my own personal property. And what I wanted to ask was, in doing that, how would you suggest, Don, that by using the P.I.L.L method, taking the some of the funds that I'll get from selling one of my rentals to putting that into being able to pay down on the mortgage of my personal property? And I know with costs are going up down here in Florida like crazy. The market is shooting up. The costs are astronomical in terms of what you're paying for a home down in Florida. So if you could just expand on that a little bit for me.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you're getting ready to sell some property.
Yes.
All right. And you're not looking at taking that money and reinvesting it in other property?
Well, this particular amount, I'm not going to invest into other property just yet. I have some other things going to invest into other property. So I wanted to kind of take this and slide it off to the side and put it towards my personal property that I wanted to buy for my family.
Okay. So here's what we do. It can be determined that there's a certain amount of that money that you have that can be applied to principal at a certain time. Now, you can take all of that money, whatever it is, and just throw it at the principal. We can kind of help you figure out how much interest you're going to save. But I can almost guarantee you this, that you will not save the maximum amount of interest per dollar applied if you apply too much money at the wrong time.
Okay.
Okay. So it's going to be very important that we try to maximize the amount of interest savings. So let's put this in terms of you buying your favorite car. Okay, you're doing everything. You got the color right. You got everything right about the car, and you love the car. All right, and then you find out that the car gets 5 miles a gallon. How do you feel about the car now?
Not at all good.
Not at all good. Okay. So what we're doing here is that you have several things in your favor. You bought a property. You're now going to be able to sell it at a profit. You've got some cash. You can use that cash to save you interest on another property. But do you want to save some money in interest, or do you want to save the most amount of money in interest that's mathematically possible?
Of course, the most amount that's mathematically possible.
There you go. This is where this comes in. And because the naysayers out there would say, just throw the money at the debt without regard to how much interest you're going to save. That's just like, I'll go ahead and buy the car, regardless to how much money you're going to waste in gas.
Right. Okay.
All right. So
Okay. And
go ahead with your other question.
So with I was looking at the strategy of velocity banking. Does that play into part here? Because from my understanding, being able to take part of your credit line and kind of put that in, because it's simple interest, to put that in, and then also I guess maximize that amortization and be able to cut down on a lot of those payments by sending that to the principal. Does that factor into your P.I.L.L method or no?
Wow, what a question. What a question. In fact, if people were to go to Amazon right now and search for the P.I.L.L method book, and they always give you like three two or three books that people buy along with this book. All right. So I'm going to look that up right now, see if they're doing it today before I tell a lie. So I'm going on Amazon right now. We're taking a look, and it says, okay, two books that are recommended that are frequently bought together. Guess what they are?
What are they?
Velocity Banking and How to Pay Off Your Mortgage in 5 years.
There it is.
Those are the two books. All right. So let me tell you, I don't know why I'm associated with velocity banking, but we are. So it's similar, but let me tell you the difference. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So do you like let me ask you, do you like grapes?
I can eat them.
Okay. But if grapes are $10 a pound this week, are you buying grapes?
No.
Why not?
Because for the value of the grapes, that's too much per pound.
Okay.
Too much money.
All right. Now let me ask you another question. You're on the highway, all right, and you need some gas, so you get off the highway, and there are 3 gas stations right there at the exit. All 3 you like, okay, but which one are you going to go to? Which gas station out of the 3 you like? Which one are you going to go to?
The one with the cheapest price.
By how much?
By at least 5 cents, 6 cents or more.
Okay, so you know me. I'm going to tell you, if I go up to a gas station and I look across the street and I see one that's a penny cheaper, that does something to me. I just want to know if it does something to you.
At 5
I'll
cents,
lose that spirit of 1 centness right now.
Yeah, rebuke that 1 cent spirit, because it's on case your penny to cross over there.
Come on now. So here's what I'm talking about right now. Okay. So if we're making those kinds of decisions based on a few pennies on which gas station we go to, and the fact that We're not going to overpay for grapes because they're too much per pound. All right. So let me talk to you about again what you are speaking of with velocity banking. When I use what velocity banking refers to as debt weapons, correct? Is that the terminology?
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So I got a debt weapon here, and then I'm going to borrow money from my debt weapon, and I'm going to apply it to my mortgage because the interest cost on the debt weapon is lower than the interest cost on the mortgage. And because it's like an arbitrage play. I'm using money that is a lower cost, even though it could be a higher interest rate, but it's at a lower cost. And then I'm applying it to money that is at a higher cost, and that saves me money. Correct? Is that how it works?
Yes.
All right. What didn't we find out in any of that explanation? How much money is it costing me, and how much money am I saving?
Okay.
Velocity banking doesn't go there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I see what you're saying.
So you pay attention to the grapes. We pay attention to the gas price, but we don't pay attention to how much money we're spending in interest costs when we employ this methodology. It works, but to what degree?
Right. Okay.
And could it work better if I use different numbers? I don't know, because I'm not tracking the numbers.
Right. Right. You don't keep at that, which would be in semblance to if I'm going to the gas station and I'm saving the 2-3 cent.
Yeah.
How much am I saving at the end of me filling up my tank?
Come on now.
I don't know what. There it is.
Yeah,
I got you.
there it is. It's not that much when you come, but by using a strategy, when we're talking about numbers this large, when we're talking about this much interest, do you know we could be making mistakes that could cost us tens of thousands of dollars in interest, even though we're using velocity banking?
Gotcha. There we go. Okay, it makes sense now.
There we go. That's it. So now, and we can definitely do some comparisons. But when you make a move with the P.I.L.L method, you know, when the program says put the X amount of dollars on principal, you know exactly how much interest you're saving when you do it. And you also know it is the maximum amount of interest per dollar applied. It is the best cost benefit ratio that can be achieved at that time.
Okay, gotcha.
That's how far we drilled down on this thing, man. Thank you for the question,
I appreciate it. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I continue following and continue listening. And I got to get the book. So I'll be getting the book in either today or tomorrow. So.
All right. Amen to getting the book, everybody. All right. Kelsey, thank you so much for bringing that question to the stage. You just helped a ton of people get to this thing a lot better. And here's what they just learned, Kelsey, because of you. It is important that when you're talking about these types of things, to take into consideration opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. When you spend your money one way, that means you can't spend it another way. And then you have to be able to figure out, if I did it this way, is it making me money or losing me money? If I chose option B, is it making me money or losing me money? If I choose option C. So there's so many options we could use, okay? But if we're not tracking how much these options cost us, what good is it? So banking has set up a system whereby we ignore the cost of making decisions. It's enough just to save. So as long as we're saving, we're okay. But we don't know how much we're saving, and we don't know if we could improve it. But I will pay attention to how much I'm spending on grapes and how much I'm paying on gas, but not how much I'm paying the bank to rent their money. Wow. What I'm telling you, banks are marketing geniuses. All right, Jared, back to you.
Awesome question, Kelsey. Thank you so much for coming to the stage. And while we have people, come on stage, so please, if you're in the audience, closing out something. We have an hour left. It never fails. We'll have 20 minutes left, and then we'll have about 5 or 6 people wanting to come on stage. So feel free to raise your hand and come on stage. But while you are raising your hand and coming on stage, we'll let some moderators do some quick introductions. So if you could do it within 30 seconds, that would be amazing. I'm not sure which moderator we left off on, but I know Fred got us, Joe,
Yeah,
Dan,
I think we're at Credit Goddess.
Fred got us, you got it.
Credit Goddess, are you in the house? She's always busy.
Yeah,
We'll come back. We'll come back to her.
So Joe,
There she is.
I'm here.
There she is.
Listen, you guys are catching me off guard. I be multitasking. Hey. No, I'm here in Port St. Lucie celebrating my sister's birthday. You know, my sister that came on stage and you did the whole calculation for her.
Right.
Yeah, today is her birthday. Yeah, so we're here. Oh, you want me to introduce myself?
Yes, please.
All right, awesome. You know what? It's crazy. I had a family friend that came over and they wanted to talk about credit because they're ready to start over. They got a new life and they wanted to get their credit together. And that family friend brought her whole family. So I had to do a whole consultation yesterday. And as I'm doing a consultation, I had the mother, because I had the mother and the husband that came and wanted to do a credit consultation. And I told them about you because they were talking about how they want to pay off this mortgage that they have. And the husband took on or did a refinance and then blew the money. And I'm like, oh my God. So I definitely, I'm going to refer them out to you so that way they can start paying off their mortgage soon. But yeah, it turned out to a family consultation yesterday. Anyway, my name is Rosalora Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I am all things credit. I'm a credit score improvement strategist, business credit consultant, and an educator at BRRRR University. And I help my clients improve their credit so they can get access to funds. And now that I've met Don, he is like the intricate in my life, like where I would refer clients to, because what I always explain to clients is you want to get the best credit so that way you can get the best rate and the best interest rate and the best terms so that way you can pay less in interest over time. But then meeting Don and how he talks about how to save on interest costs, this is the other piece to my credit education, is educating them on how to pay off the loan or pay off their mortgage or pay off their student loans in a shorter period of time by canceling out interest payments. So yeah, Don, we need to put some like quick intimate classes together so you can teach my active clients on what to do with their money. But thank you guys so much for tapping in. If any of you guys are interested in my services, you guys can tap in with me. You can back channel me or go to creditgoddess10k.com. That's creditgoddess10k.com. Thank you. Have a good one.
I like that idea, Credit Goddess.
All right. So Joe, if you could introduce yourself real quick.
Hey, thanks so much, Jared. It's good to see everybody. Good to see you, Tiffany and Credit Goddess. Don, I'm just now meeting you, but I look forward to connecting more as we go. My name is Joe Sugg. I am the founder of Middle Class Millionaire LLC. My mission really is to educate and empower entrepreneurial-minded, faith-focused, purpose-driven people to achieve financial independence so they can pursue their God-given purpose instead of a life-sucking paycheck. I'm a former high net worth financial advisor. I ran a family office of, small family office, about $1 billion of assets under advisement, and did a lot of asset protection and high level strategy. So I'm really interested to hear specifically what tools you're using and everything. I'm sure that you're not going to get into all that here, just because it's so many moving pieces, and depending on who the person is and what their situation is may shift that a little bit. But sure do appreciate the opportunity to be here. My name is Joe, blue background. I yield.
Awesome. And I hear we have a question online, so we're going to jump to that real soon. But we're going to go through 2 more quick introductions from Bam and Coffee, and we're going to jump into that online question. So Bam, you got it.
Bam! Happy King Day to everyone. So appreciate all the social work that Dr. King did and is doing. In 1968, he gave an economic speech. 30 days later, he was assassinated. We must be very, very, very conscious of how we use our money. Don, I've heard you speak on your model and your topic how many times? 20, 30, 40? I don't know. It's a big number. It always amazes me how much knowledge you have and how in depth it is, and how you are truly a disruptor. One disruptor to another disruptor, as we actually are embarking upon a national tour through 13 states, with the title of our tour being How to Make Money Collaboratively. Working together during this really tough time for millions of people. The BAM Mobile will be on the road. We're going through California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, DC, and Pennsylvania. If those are one of your states, go to 10kbam.com. Take a look at our events. It allows you to collaborate with us. And also on our Instagram, you can see the BAM Mobile. I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve that message, and I'm done speaking. BAM.
Awesome. Next up is coffee.
Hey, wealthy rising, everyone. Super excited to be in the building with the billionaire brain and boss man this morning, sharing this incredible information. Just to piggyback real quick off of BAM, did you know that it takes 16 times hearing one message before you actually hear the message? So for those of you that come in and say, oh, I heard about this last week, or oh, I was in here last week, or oh, I was in here the week before that, let me tell you, it's 16 times for your brain to really accept that information. And then there's going to be this massive light bulb. And then you'll come back again. You'll hear something that you did not hear the last time, so on and so forth. So make sure you stay in, stay plugged in, stay learning, stay committed to your process of relieving yourself of financial bondage and becoming liberated and free in this room. So my name is Coach P. Coffee Brown. I'm here in the great state of Texas by way of Houston. And our focal point in this season is strategically coaching people to help them align themselves with the purpose of why they were created, as opposed to just being a creation. So definitely connect with me, tap in with me. If you have a thought in your mind of a book that you want to release, we can help you take that thought from your mind and put a publication in your hand that can not only change your life, but transform countless others. With the right tools and the right information, you can become an international best-selling author, and then take that publication and turn it into a massive platform where you can have speaking engagements, workshops, and so on and so forth. All right. So I'm super excited to be in the building with these amazing leaders. Hit me up. Give me a follow on Instagram and Twitter. And I yield the mic back to the amazing technical guru, Jared.
All right. So, Kirk, we have a question online. Please, let's jump into it. Kirk or Don, or whatever the question is online, if you could read it.
Hey, Kurt, are you there?
My bad. I thought I was unmuted. I was starting to talk, and then I heard Jared come back in. Yes, we have a question online, and we want to encourage the questions online. Deidre Tillman says, first time listener, can you give a generic example of paying a home loan of $250K or any amount, really? I haven't looked into a property. I'm interested in understanding the P.I.L.L method. Deidre Tillman, thank you so much for your question. Thank you for coming through. It's your first time listening. It's first time watching. You're on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button. We want to get our likes up. And if you want to share this information with a couple other folks, make sure to share that now. You can now share on YouTube, or you can just text them the link. But yeah, Don, this is the question. Do you have an example? You want me to bring up your screen?
Please do.
All right, here we go.
All right. So listen, we've got $250,000 in here. at 3.5%. We're going to break this down for Miss Deidre Tillman. And Deidre, listen, you can comment all the way through this if you like. Whatever you see, go ahead and post something. All right. And anybody else that wants to can post something as well. But we have 7 people right now. It's dropped down to 7. We need to get some more people in to see this example. Miss Kenyatta, get the people in.
Hey people, make your way to ice10klive.com and pick how you want to view this. You have your choices between YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Please go and watch because you have all the information right here to help your family save a lot of money in interest.
All right, folks, here we go. So we got $250,000. And it's a 30-year loan at 3.5%. The payment on that is $1,122.61. So this is what we're taught to look at, everyone. We're taught to look at the interest rate and the payment. So if we get an interest rate of 3.5, or we get an interest rate of 3, or we get an interest rate of 2.9, or whatever the interest rate is, we're going to keep working on that thing until we feel good about the interest rate, but we won't know why. And when it comes down to getting the interest rate, and we think we've done our duty, let me tell you something about getting the interest rate and the payment that you want. Guess what? 9 out of 10 people you know, no matter what interest rate they have, 9 out of 10 people that you know will never pay off a mortgage. So really, is it the interest rate? Why do we work so hard to get it when 90% of us are going to fail to do the very thing we set out to do? And if you don't believe me, just think about it. Of all the people you've ever known that had a mortgage, how many of those people that you know have actually paid it off? Probably less than 10% of the people you know. And all we talk about is interest rate and payments, but we don't talk about how many of us are actually paying off the mortgage. Let's take a look at this thing. So we got 3.5%. Here's our payment, $1,122.61. We're going to scroll down into the summary. And in the summary, it says, oh, we borrowed $250,000, but it's going to cost us over 30 years $154,139.60 to borrow this money. This interest is nothing more than rent on your money. We go from renting an apartment or renting a house to go into renting money our entire lives. That's the way it's set up. Okay, so now let's ask the question. 3.5% is $154,139, the amount of money that the bank wants over 30 years. This $154,000, is that number 3.5% of the $250,000 we're borrowing? The answer is no. It's actually 61.656%. What? Somehow the bank can turn 3.5% into 61.656%, and all of this is legal, and we go for this? Yes, because we're able to buy a house and make a payment of $1,122.61, which is less than the rent I was paying in my apartment. So of course, I'm going to buy a house. But I don't know how much interest I'm spending each month. In my book, I call it interest consumption. So let's take a look at this thing and see what we can do. First of all, let's add the $250,000 that we negotiated for the price of the house, and now the $154,139.60 that we have to pay in interest over 30 years. And now we look at the total price of the house. This is the true cost of this house, not $250,000.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Oh.
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
What?
Siri wants to get in.
Siri's trying to get in on this thing. Siri, stop.
That was God. Go ahead.
That's the first time it scared me.
Siri was like, what? I can't hear you. Oh,
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's going to be a clip. All right, folks. Here we go. All right. So, Siri, what I was saying was the true cost of this house is $404,139.60. 404,000. That's the true cost of the house. So, folks, do we want to pay $404,000 for a home in a $250,000 neighborhood? Of course not. Let's see what we can do about that. So we're looking at the very first payment here. Payment number one. We have $393 going to principal. This number out of your payment, only $393 pays down the principal, goes towards the loan. Where does the rest of that money go? $729.17. That goes to interest. See, folks, here's what I'm talking about. The money in this engine called a loan. The money in this engine is the fuel. The fuel makes the engine run. Right now, when you pump fuel into this engine that allows you to buy a house called a loan, 70% is wasted fuel. 70% does nothing for you. Only 30% does something for you. Why do we have an engine that is so fuel inefficient that the fuel that we pump into it, 70% of it is lost? My goodness. So listen, if you filled up your car with gasoline and 70% of the gas that you put in just went up in vapor and never did anything for you, you never used any of that gas to get from point A to point B, you would be upset. Folks, we need to be upset that 70% of the fuel that makes this engine run, called a loan, the engine that gets you to your destination is zero debt. The engine gets you to the destination. The destination is zero debt. So now, why is it that 70% of the fuel you're pumping in here is not doing a doggone thing for you? Let's see what we can do about that. Now, here's the thing, the way this engine is set up. Here we go. This engine is set up to make a lot of money for the bank. It wastes a lot of the fuel for you, but it goes right. It's not lost. The fuel is not lost. It goes into the bank's tank for them to buy more stuff. Oh my goodness. That's where it's going. It's not lost. It's just 70% is going to somebody else. So what can we do? The way that this thing is set up, folks, it makes a lot of money for them, but there's a weakness in the system. There's a weakness in the system. And you know what the weakness is this. You can never know how it works. Because if you find out how it works, then you will not pay interest like you're paying it now. You will stop wasting that fuel. You will have more of that fuel do more work for you. We're going to turn that fuel around. So here's what I'm trying to tell you. The way that this is set up is that you are going to the fuel that's wasted for you, the fuel that's wasted, you can reclaim every single bit of it. You can save at the same rate they're charging you if you know what to do. What? I just said you can save at the same rate that they're charging you once you know how. And this is why this is not taught in schools. This is not taught in business school. This is not taught when you get your real estate license. It's not taught when you get your mortgage license. It's not taught when you go to become a financial planner. It's not taught when you go to become a CPA. How in the world can the most ubiquitous financial tool on the planet that everybody uses, and we receive absolutely no instruction on how we can use this tool to benefit our families? We just go ahead and start using it. So, why we're here is to give you the instruction so that you can start using this tool to benefit your family. Is everybody ready? I hope your seatbelts are buckled because we're going for a ride. Here's what's happening here. Once we make that payment, folks, $393.44 goes to principal, $729.17 goes to interest. That means we pay down our mortgage by that amount, and we're left with a principal balance of $249,606.56. When we're left with that balance, the bank uses this number, the month end balance, to decide how much interest we pay on the very next line of your mortgage or student loan or car loan. The month end balance is used to determine how much interest you pay on the very next line. And in this case, the interest we pay on line 2, because we owe less, the interest cost goes all the way down to 728.02, from 729.17 to 728.02, barely moving. Folks, that's a lot of money. If we take a look at the interest column here, the rent column, it's $700 all the way down for the first year. We go into year 2, it's still $700 a month. It doesn't drop into the 600s until we get past year 2. That is a lot of money every single month to feed this engine that does nothing for you. So what are we going to do instead? Let's take a look at payment number 1 again and payment number 2. So let's say payment number 1 is in January. We make our payment in January. We don't owe another payment until February. But if I asked you, Miss Deidre, to take a look at this amortization schedule and tell me, what is February's principal payment? You would tell me it's $394.59. Here's my question. Do you have to wait till February to give the bank that $394.59? Or if you had it, could you give it to them in January as well? Make your regular payment and give the bank the $394.59 on line 2. Give it to them in January as well. If you did, no interest comes out of that money. All $394.59 is applied to principal, and you are paid down to line 2 on your mortgage schedule in just 1 month. What just happened? Folks, we got rid of one line on the amortization schedule for only $349.59, not $1,122.61 that the bank was looking for. We only used 349 of our dollars to knock out one payment. Wow. And now, because of that, our next mortgage payment is on line 3. This is February's new payment, line 3. So payment number 1 is now touching payment number 3 for February. Look at that. And what happened to the $728.02 in interest on line 2 of our schedule? Canceled. Remember what I told you? That we can save money at the same rate that they're charging us once we know what to do. We're going to save that same $728.02 that we never have to pay, that the bank was going to charge us if we stayed in the dark as to how this program actually works for them. When we take a look at our loans, whether it's a student loan, whether it's a car loan, whether it's a mortgage or a credit card, the amortization schedule is there to make sure that you have a payment you can afford. But we're going to use it to make sure you cut your interest costs by 75% using your same budget. Now watch this. What happens if we make the payment on line 1 and we give the bank the next 3 principal payments, $394.59, $395.74, $396.90. So we're giving the bank this much money, and guess what happens to the interest cost on the next 3 lines? Eliminated, canceled, wiped out. I don't care what term you use, you don't have to pay it. Over $2,100 in interest eliminated. And we just knocked off 3 payments we never have to make, because if we make this payment in January, our next mortgage payment will be on line 5 in February of our amortization schedule. Folks, this is what I'm talking about. Miss Deidre, I hope this helps you to understand what's going on behind the scenes. And guess what? We can actually have a program that can save us the maximum amount of interest per dollar with your current budget. We're going to take your budget and show you how to save the maximum amount of interest with your budget without sacrificing lifestyle. There is a guy here that is famous for saying, cut up your credit cards. He's famous for saying, you know what? You need to eat beans and rice and ramen for 7 days a week. Take that money and throw it at the debt. You need to take more time from your family and sell pizzas at night. Do whatever you've got to do. Gather up all of this money and throw it at the debt. Once you're out of debt, then you can start living. This is what he's teaching. But folks, if we save on the bank side of the ledger and not give them all that interest money, then you can live well while you're getting out of debt and grow your savings at the same time. You can get out of debt, save interest, and grow your wealth at the same time while you're living well. You don't have to drive a 30-year-old car. Go out and get the car you want to drive. We'll show you how to cut your interest cost on all of your debt by about 75% using your current budget, and you can live well while you're getting out of debt. Just go to ice10klive.com. The link at the top of our page. If you're streaming this, you can. It's ICE stands for Interest Cancellation Expert. ice10klive.com. Then when you get there, then you'll see a button that says Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Click that button. Follow all of the instructions so that you can get your code. Put your code in, and then you will be led into the form to fill out all of this information. Fill the information out. Someone from my staff will get a hold of you and set up a consultation. When you get the consultation, you will know the month, day, and year you'll be debt-free, how much interest you can save, and how we're going to take those interest savings and turn it into generational wealth for your families. Jared, back to you, sir. I am so pumped up right about now.
Awesome. And I want to thank everybody that's been clicking that share option in the bottom left. I see have 12 people that have shared. We've got 8 people in the room. It's an amazing, powerful tool. So keep on sharing the room and keep on spreading this message. So Kirk, we have another question online. Please let us know the question.
Yeah, we definitely have another question online, and it's from Jeremiah. But the thing is that Deidre has a follow-up, and
let's do the follow-up.
I'm assuming that Don's going to want to respond to her follow-up, because even in the comments you have Heat One Up is in the comments, and they already have the P.I.L.L method, and they're saying this content is always blowing their mind. But Deidre says, so in short, you're paying an extra payment whenever you can afford it every month, if possible. Now that's one question. And she says, do you make the extra payment at the same time as your regular payment? And I know knew you're going to want to respond to that. So Jeremiah's question, we're going to get to you, Jeremiah. I just wanted to have this follow up here for Deidre as well.
All right. So we're going to put another. Deidre, thank you very much for the question. And here is how the whole system works. We're going to put this on your screen. This is the opportunity cost calculator. And excuse me, we are the couple here. Their names is John and Rebecca Jones. And we're going to show you how all of this comes together and why it is not a simple process, but the process can be simplified. All right. It's not simple, but it can be simplified. All right. And when you use technology, listen, everything, this thing can be optimized to save you a ton of money. So here's what we have. What we're looking at now is the action plan. And in the action plan is where we track all of your spending and all of your income. We have mortgage, we have utilities, we have the food and dining, we got the visa payment, we got the auto loan, we have income coming in. So the action plan is where we track all the spending and all the making of your money. In the budget, where we on the budget tab is where, folks, we put in the information for all of your spending and all of your income. So we put that into the program as well. So we're loading this in here now. You know what? I probably have set up here too long and let it time out. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now we're moving. We're moving now. So we've got John's biweekly uh, income. Rebecca gets paid weekly. And then we have their utilities, we've got their other expenses, and we've got their accounts. And the accounts that the loans that they have a $25,000 auto loan, they have a $2,000 Visa on, and that's about 20% on that, and a $200,000 mortgage at 6%. So they have all of this debt here, and here is their situation. So when you take a look at it, you see on the top row that John and Rebecca Jones are going to save $179,923 in interest they will not have to pay. And because of the interest they won't have to pay, they're going to get out of debt in 7.7 years. Now, how does all of this work? Ms. Deidre asked the question, so when do I pay and how much do I pay? All right, so we're going to get back into the action plan, follow the program, and see how all of this comes together. Okay, so now when we're going to go ahead and reset the account. There we go. So we can put all of their income into the program. Once we put all their income into the program, we're going to show you how that you don't make extra payments to the debt every month, only at strategic times during the year. And this is how it works. So, John, we're going to show you the first 3 months on this thing. John gets paid on November 1st, $950. When John gets paid, he just clicks the button, clicks execute, tells the program, I got paid $950. And once he does that, then that $950 is then added to the his bank account, his virtual bank account in the program. So let's go to John's virtual bank account in the program, because by doing that, it matches his real bank, whether it's Regions or Redstone or Wells Fargo or whatever it is. The program needs to know how much money you have in the bank. So when you tell the program, I got paid, then it says, oh, well, your bank account started out at $500. You added $950. So that means now you have $1,450 in the bank. In his virtual bank. Well, it's the same amount in his real bank. Okay. So now we've done that. So now he has enough money to pay the mortgage. When he pays the mortgage, he will click on that, and then that will disappear. So we're subtracting money from the bank account now. It's subtracted from his real bank. We're going to subtract it from his virtual bank as well. When he pays the utilities, they're going to subtract another $200. And then Rebecca gets paid $700. So we're clicking on all of these. We're just going over it, just telling you to save some time. Now, guess what? Because of this, do you see these arrows in the middle of the screen, everybody? The program is now saying, because you have tracked all of your income and your outgo, the program has done the math and says, oh, on the 5th of the month, we're going to take money from your checking account and put it in your savings account, $100.90, because that's money you don't need for anything else. Folks, the reason why this is so important is because once a lot of us pay our bills, we keep on spending. But when the program sees that you have enough money to pay the bills and plug in money for your fund, so we call it our fund money or an allowance, you can call it whatever you want. You just plug it right into the system as one of your bills. When they do this, they've just been told that even though they have money in for fun and to pay all their bills, there is now an extra $100.90 in their checking account. Let's move that into savings. Then they pay the phone bill. Rebecca gets another paycheck. And now, oh, the program says, now we're going to put another $388.72 into savings. And guess what happens to the debt this month? We just pay the minimums on the mortgage. We're going to pay the minimum. What did I just say? I said the minimum on the Visa, not any more than that. And we're going to pay the minimum on the auto loan. It says, Don, we're putting money away into savings. Why aren't we putting that money on the debt right now? Because it's not the optimum amount and it's not the optimum time to make sure you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck. All right. So let's see what the program is predicting. We're starting in November. And if we take a look at this upper left-hand window, we can see that on January 7th, the program is predicting that John and Rebecca Jones will have $3,120 in their savings account that they can pull from to put on the debt. Extra money going to the debt. That is amazing. And why? Because here's why it is. Because in their budget, they have some money set aside just for having fun with the family. And in their budget, they have money set aside to pay all of the bills. Fun money, bills. Pay the bills. When the fun money runs out for that month, they're done. They're not going to spend any more than that. The rest of the money goes into their savings account. So we're going to go down through November. We've got December here. We're going to do the same thing. We're paying the bills. We're putting money away, $550, $700, $389. We're putting that money away into savings until the program says, oh, when we get down into January, we're gonna put some big money on the debt. But that's called the macro money. What about the micro money? Let me give you an example of micro money. What do we do with the small amounts of money? Like when the utility bill, is not $200 this month. The utility bill is only $150 this month, which means we're $50 under budget. Now, what do we do with that $50? We're not tempted to spend it on anything. Why? Because we already have a fun budget. That's already part of what we do. It's psychologically soothing to have money just to spend for fun. Okay? So now we're going to execute that. And now what happens to that $50? Remember the $100 that we were going to put in savings? Now we're going to put $150 into savings. It's going to increase the amount of money that we put on debt, and it's going to increase the amount of interest that we save. Right now, John and Rebecca Jones are going to be saving $179,363 in interest, and they're going to be able to get out of debt in 7.7 years. Let's scroll down to here and see how this all works out. So when we get into January, the program says take money from savings and pay off the Visa. Remember, for 2 months, we just paid the minimum, but we were putting money away in the savings account so that we could jump on the Visa with both feet, knock it out, pay it to zero. And then when we do that, look what the program is doing. It's giving you some extra data to tell you that right here, your future interest savings is $736.34. That's how much interest you save by doing that. Now, watch this. We scroll that back down and we're going to, the mortgage payment is due on the 1st. And now this is the other part of your question, Deidre. The mortgage payment is due on the 1st, but the program says wait 6 days and don't pay anything else on the mortgage principal until the 7th of the month. Most of the time, when it is time to put money on the mortgage, you will not do it on the same day you pay the mortgage. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. Why? Because we need to optimize your interest savings. So let's give you an example of that. So now we're taking a look at this, and we're going to pull out our calculators here in just a second. So now we have $1,166.98 that the program says to apply to principal. And because of that, we're going to save $5,675.26 in interest. Wow. For $1,166.98 applied, we save this much interest. So what does that really mean? If we had paid the mortgage like the bank wanted us to, by the time we paid down the mortgage by $1,166.98, we would also have given the bank $5,675.26 in interest. So because we gave it to the bank early, we don't have to give them the $5,600. How about that? Now, why did the program, since we have over $5,000 in savings, why did the program stop at the 98 cents? Why did the program stop at 1166? We could have easily have rounded this up to $1,200 because there's over $5,000 in the bank. Why did the program stop here? Let me tell you why. We're going to put a calculator on the screen, and now we're going to talk about how not to violate the law of diminished return. Okay, so here is the amount of interest that we're saving: $5,675.26. If we divide the 1166.98 into this, it will tell us how much interest we're saving per dollar. So we're going to divide $1,166.98, and we get 4.863, $4.86. Folks, for every dollar we're paying towards the debt here, we're saving $4.86 worth of interest. How fabulous is that? Meaning, if you gave me $1 and I gave you back $4.86, how many times would you do that? The bank has to do the very same thing. So, what if I decide I don't want to do what the program says? Now, remember, we're saving $4.86 here for every dollar. What if I decided I want to do this instead? I got extra money in the bank. I like round numbers. Let me put $1,500 in here. The program instantly recalculates and says, for $1,500 applied, you're going to save $7,259.77. Let's put our calculator back on the screen. Remember, we were saving $4.86 per dollar the other way. Let's do this. We're going to put in 7,259.77, and we're going to divide it by $1,500. Remember, we had 4.863 before. Now, how much are we saving per dollar? 4.839. We're saving less per dollar, even though we're putting more on here. We're saving less per dollar. What does that mean overall in our program, folks? Let me show you what this means. What if I didn't know that I just violated the law of diminishing return and I'm saving less per dollar? What if I didn't know that? What if I said, I want to do this anyway? I want to pay the $1,500. And not only am I going to pay $1,500, I'm going to change the date. I'm not going to pay it on the. I'm not going to pay it on the 7th. I want to pay it early. I'm going to pay it on the 3rd. So I'm paying more and I'm paying it early. Do you see here in the upper right-hand corner, it says $179,363 in interest savings if I follow the program. But if I do my own thing and pay more at the wrong time, watch the last three numbers. Watch this 363. When I tell the program I'm going to pay more and I'm going to pay it sooner, watch the 363. When we recalculate, it goes to what? $179,288. I'm saving less money overall because I paid more money at the wrong time. You must pay at the right time. You must pay the right amount. You must do it in the right month. You must do it at the right day of the month. And you must attack the right loan. Because if you don't, you're not going to save the maximum amount of money that's mathematically possible so that you can turn those savings into generational wealth. Deidre, I hope that answers your question. Next question.
It's amazing, Don. There's just one question here, a little follow up. How much
Yeah.
is the program?
Listen, here we have this is a great question. We have people who are on who have student loans, just coming out of school, and we have people who have, multiple millions of dollars in property. We don't charge everybody the same thing. But here's what I can tell you. If you know you're going to save $179,000 in interest, and we get a small portion of that savings for the program, whatever you're paying for the program, I'll guarantee you'll like it because it's going to come out of the money the bank was formerly going to receive. So I'm going to show you how to get the bank to pay me. And you don't have to. Next question.
So I guess they should just get their savings and earning report, right? I mean, I just want to make sure
Right.
that is said there.
Yeah, if you get to
that's the process.
Exactly. If you get your savings and earnings report, you will know the month, day, and year you're going to be debt free, how much interest you're going to save, and then how much of that interest that you save pays for your lifetime program.
Yes.
All right. It works out just like that.
Perfect. Jared, I don't know what we're looking at on time and where things are, but we do have that question from Jeremiah still. If we can take that now, I'll ask it, but I wanted to make sure to come back to you.
Yeah. Let's serve Jeremiah. Appreciate it.
All right,
For,
cool.
being good.
Excellent. Jeremiah says this: I heard gurus on YouTube saying that we shouldn't pay off mortgages early due to losing tax breaks. Could you explain how this is a bad idea?
Okay, so here's what we're talking about, folks, and this is the last example for the day. So Kenyatta, let's see. I don't have to put that on the screen, but so anyway, if something comes up that we need to get on the screen, folks, come into ice10klive.com. Follow us on the visuals, and you can see all this. But I can do this without the visuals, really. So let's look at it this way, folks. Let's say you have $1 in one hand and 27 cents in the other. You have to pay $1 in interest to get 27 cents back from the government on your taxes. So you get a 27 cents break on your taxes. So here's what we're saying. Every month you have a mortgage, and every year you have that mortgage, and you qualify for the tax breaks. You're always going to get them. You're going to get the tax breaks if you qualify. But it's not dollar for dollar. It's a small percentage of the dollar you pay to the bank. You pay $1 to the bank. The government gives you back 27 cents. How is that hurting the bank? In fact, it's banking that promotes this idea of keeping a mortgage so that you can get the tax break. They're lobbying for that. Why? Because they get the dollar. Okay. So here's what we're saying. With the P.I.L.L method, you'll get your tax break, but you're not going to get it for 30 years. You're only going to get it for about 7. So after 7 years, you lose the tax break. So what happens? You lose the 27 cents tax break, but you get to keep the dollar and invest it any way you choose, not give it to the bank. That's how we answer that question.
That's good.
All right, Jared, back to you. Let's wrap it up.
All right. An amazing room. Thank you, everybody, for being in the room today. If you're in the room and you haven't already, make sure you click the greenhouse and follow the club. We do this from Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, on Sundays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you click on Don's profile, give him a follow, and then click the bell icon next to the follow button and click that always on notification so that when he hops on another stage throughout the week, you'll be alerted and you can get some of these pill method gems. All right, so what we're going to do is go from bottom up and do moderator outros. But before we do that, I would love for you, Don, to just let people know how they should get in touch with you if they want to get an earnings savings report and become a lifetime member. Also, let them know about the book and then anything else you'd like to let them know about.
All right. Well, listen, folks. So for my outro, let's do this. Kurt, let's put this example back up on the screen one more time. And we're going to run through 3 months here and see how much money John and Rebecca Jones save in the first 3 months. So we're going to select the entire month. We're going to do multiple actions for the entire month of November. And so when we do that, we're able to execute the entire month. So in November, we paid off all the bills, got on all our income. So we just executed the entire month instead of just doing it one by one. I'm already at actual interest savings of $112 in actual interest saved. Now we're going to do the same thing for December. So we're going to click on select the month. All right. And then we're going to click and then do the entire month of December. And then when we do that, look at this, folks. We're now saving up to we've of our $179,000. We've already saved $222 in interest. So we're going to take a look now at oh, you know what? Doggone it. I'm sorry. I already took that out. I got to put it back in. Let me reset it right quick. Oh man, that's my fault. I got to reset the program because I want to show you what happens in 3 months. So we're going to reset it, go back to what John and Rebecca Jones were doing, and we're going to get it done here for you. Okay. So here we go. We're going to do it one more time. Select the month and multiple actions. Boom. And now we're going to change this one to 150, just like we set it up before. All right. And now we're going to execute the entire month. There we go. That's the month of November. Now we're going to do December. All right. And let's get that out of there. All right, to December. And now we're at 112, and we're going to increase our savings to $222, $222 in savings. And now we're going to take a look at just doing the first part of January, paying off the Visa and putting extra money on the mortgage. We're going to execute multiple actions here. All right. And just take care of that part. So now we're putting the money that we saved, we're paying off the Visa, we're paying off the mortgage. Let's see how much interest we save in the first 3 months on the program. Look at this, folks. $7,855 in interest saved by putting that money on the debt. And look at their accounts. They still have $4,699.73 in the bank. That's what we're talking about. Let's get the savings from the bank side of the ledger. Let's not take all of your money and throw it at the debt. Let's save all of that interest you don't have to pay. That's what gets you out of debt. Folks, I am so happy to be here to teach you this and to share this with you. We're going to be back here on Wednesday, right? We're back on Wednesday. What's today? Monday? Yep, we're back here on Wednesday. Same time, same station. Come on, folks. Bring your friends in. Let them learn this too. And don't forget that we're going to be in Atlanta on the 19th with the Get Access Tour. let's go ahead and put that link up there. So if you want to see us live, if you want to see how we interact with people live in Atlanta, come meet us there on the 18th and 19th of next month. And we want to see your face in the place. Jared, back to you, sir.
Yes, so Atlanta's going to be amazing. I was in Miami with Don, and he shut it down, standing ovations multiple times. You got to see Don in person, and Kenyatta and myself and others will be there as well. All right, perfect. So we're going to go with Dr. Brown. Please introduce yourself to folks. Let them know how to get in touch with you on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. All right, coffee may be away, so we're going to go to Bam.
Hey, King, thank you all so much for taking your time to be in this room. Very quickly, did you know Bank of America pays 0.01% on your money? So we want you to advertise with BAM. If you're in business, it's a one-time fee of $199. If you want to be in business and learn how to make money like Amazon, it's a one-time fee of $199. Your bank will pay 0.01 on $199. That is 3 pennies in an entire year. Be more knowledgeable about how these banking systems are working, as Don is disrupting what I consider to be the banking industry. We are disrupting the network marketing industry. Go down the rabbit hole as to what I just said and collaborate with us. I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve that message, and I'm done speaking. Bam!
Awesome. Thanks, Bam. Up next is Credit Goddess.
Hey everyone. You guys can reach me at creditgoddess10k.com. Again, that's creditgoddess10k.com. It's a new year, 2022, and I know many of you guys have your New Year's resolution written down. If credit is one of them, definitely tap in with me. I offer both DIY and done-for-you services on both personal and business credit. If you guys are looking to improve your credit, bump that score a little bit so that way you can meet the requirements of getting that loan, getting that car, starting your business. Definitely tap in with me. That's creditgoddess10k.com. Definitely sign up for the credit analysis, which is a detailed credit analysis that gives you a breakdown of what's affecting your credit and how to improve it. It's best to have a blueprint so that way you know where to start. A lot of times I get these questions, I don't know what to do. The detailed credit analysis would do just that. So you can just apply that with the DIY if you prefer to do it yourself, or you know exactly what's going to be done if you hire me. So definitely go to creditgoddess10k.com, book your consultation, and let's get you started. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you, Credit Goddess. Up next is the Y CEO.
Hi, everyone. Thank you again for joining us here today. Oh, today is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s day that we celebrate here in America. And I just want to say to you, go out there and do something and impact someone somewhere, even if it's online, because Dr. King fought so that we could be free. And so you could be free, not just in your personal lives, but financially. So thank you all so much for being here. If you would like to learn more about my products and services, I have a plethora of them that will be launching very soon. The only way to find out is to tap in and to follow me and listen to a lot of my replays and connect with me at YCO10X.com. If you'd like to learn more, you can sign up and you will be notified when we are doing our rooms. We do a lot of leadership trainings. We are in collaborations with major networks as well as corporations around the country. And we are going to be doing some amazing, awesome, amazing, fabulous things. And we've got some awesome speakers lined up as well. So thank you all so much for being here, and tap into me, YCO10X.com.
Awesome. Up next is Kirk.
All right, everybody. Happy Monday to you. Happy holiday to you. Love what Tiffany.
Don, you have to unmute your mic for folks on Clubhouse to hear this.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
Go ahead. Hey, Kurt, listen, are you in your studio?
I am.
All right, listen, folks. I want you to know that Kurt not only set up his studio, but he helped me to set up my. Come on, Kurt. Listen. Not only you can get his talent in and putting your stuff out there, putting your content out there,
Yeah.
he will set up your doggone studio for you. Come on, Kurt.
Amen.
Let,
Amen.
don't hide your bushel under. Don't hide your light under a bushel.
No. Sometimes doing double duty, man. But I tell you what, this room has been amazing. Always phenomenal information. Just like somebody else said earlier, you listen all the time and you feel like, okay, this is still not going to hit the way it did the first time, and it does. You hear it, and you realize what people are doing, what people are learning. And you say to yourself, man, I wish I knew this information long ago. So my name is Kirk Nugent. To get the privilege of serving as your producer for this show. Excited to be able to partner with Don, man. My link is there, kirk10klive.com. I'm a live video coach, and I teach businesses and leaders how to gain visibility and authority through live video marketing. I am a remote producer, but one of the things I want to highlight today as we close out is that I have a lot of resources for people to be able to learn how to do this for themselves. My YouTube channel is filled with that kind of content. So if you want to be able to learn how to use StreamYard, Restream, Ecamm, any of these streaming platforms, that is exactly what I do on the channel. That is free content. But I also do master classes. We had one yesterday on how to create a course. I know many of you out there have a lot of information. Don, we need to talk about your course, brother. You got to get a course coming out here pretty soon. So we gave people the framework of how to build a course, how to create the funnel, how to take people from where they are to where you want them to be, or where you were to where you are currently. See, that's the thing. That lived experience is what makes the course that much more effective and powerful. That's what sells the course, when people can see you as the example. So on my 10K card, all of that kind of content is there. Office and studio equipment on Amazon Live, my How It All Works live show, which is on Mondays today, 7 p.m. And then, of course, you can book appointment there. All of those pieces are there. The courses that we have are there. All the trainings that we have are there. So appreciative of this space where we can come and share a little bit about what we do. And I'm excited to be able to partner with people like Don to get his message out there to a broader audience. Kirk10klive.com is the link. Check it out. Would love to hear from you.
Hi, everyone. It's been a pleasure to be here with you today. And as always, we appreciate your presence and pray that we've earned the privilege of your time. I am Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com. And I am your real estate professional, helping you find deals, fund the deal, and then save the interest on that deal. Tap in with me if you need to, and I'm looking forward to helping you.
Oh, and Kenyatta, don't forget, you're a jet setter now.
Yeah, I am. Aren't I a jet setter? That part.
That part. All right, Jared.
All right, cool. I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet. If you're on Clubhouse, just click on my bio. Just check out the stuff I do. Check out the replays. I do a lot of rooms on Clubhouse. I pride myself on adding a lot of value. So if you're not familiar with me, definitely check out my replays. If you enjoy the content and the titles and the substance, then by following me, you'll get more of that substance. On Clubhouse, I hop on a lot of stages that are about generational wealth, like the one we're in right now. And yeah, follow me on Twitter. I'm doing a lot on Twitter Spaces. And if you click the link in my Twitter bio, you'll learn about what I'm doing with 10X Incubator and Grant Cardone. We're basically helping tech ideas become realities. If you know anybody that has a tech idea, especially those that are people of color or women, feel free to tap in with me on Twitter. Just hit the link in my bio, or you can go on Instagram, link in my bio as well. All right, back to you, Don.
All right, folks, listen, we're going to wrap it up for today. I want to thank you for the privilege of your time. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to spend your time with us. And I hope that you got a lot out of the content today. We're going to be back here on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. So tell your friends, tell your family, follow the club, follow me, follow the moderators, so that when we're here, you will get notified and you can bring some people with you. So folks, looking forward to seeing you again on Wednesday, same time, same place. And don't forget to click on the Get Access tour above our heads, and then get your tickets early. All right, because these are early bird tickets. I don't know what the tickets are going to go to when the early bird tickets are gone. All right, so this is it for today. Kurt, take us out.